A year from now, one European nation could arrive at World Cup 2026 carrying the hopes of an entire continent. But who will it be? Will it be the reigning European champions who seem to be producing world-class talent faster than anyone else? Will it be the country that came agonizingly close to glory in recent years? Or could a traditional giant finally be ready to return to the top of world football? The debate is already dividing football fans across Europe. So before we begin, make sure you're subscribed to FIFA Nation Report for more World Cup 2026 coverage. And while you're watching, let us know in the comments where you're watching from and which nation you're backing to lift the trophy next summer. Because by the end of this video, you may completely change your mind about who Europe's strongest team really is. When people talk about favorites for World Cup 2026, the conversation usually starts with South American powerhouses and defending champions. But if we look closely at the current state of international football, Europe may be entering the tournament with a stronger collection of elite teams than it has had in years. The question is not whether Europe can produce a World Cup winner. The question is which European nation is best positioned to do it. And the answer may be far more complicated than most fans realize. To understand the race, we need to start with a simple reality. Winning a World Cup requires much more than talent. History has proven this again and again. Some teams arrive with incredible squads but fail under pressure. Others build excitement only to collapse when expectations become overwhelming. And occasionally, a team emerges at exactly the right moment, combining talent, chemistry, experience, momentum, and belief. Those are the teams that usually end up lifting the trophy. Right now, several European nations believe they fit that description. But only one can truly be considered Europe's strongest team heading into 2026. Let's begin with the nation many experts place at the top of the list: Spain. Not long ago, questions surrounded Spanish football. Many wondered whether the country would ever recreate the dominance of its golden generation. The teams that conquered world football between 2008 and 2012 set standards that seemed almost impossible to match. 4 years afterward, Spain remained competitive but lacked the same aura. That has changed dramatically. The current Spanish national team looks like one of the most exciting projects in international football. What makes them dangerous is not just their technical ability. Spain has always produced technically gifted players. What makes this generation different is the balance. They can dominate possession. They can attack quickly. They can control matches. They can survive difficult moments. And perhaps most importantly, they possess a growing belief that they belong among football's elite once again. The emergence of young stars has accelerated that confidence. Across Europe, clubs and scouts are talking about the incredible wave of talent coming through Spanish football. Some players are already performing at levels usually associated with experienced veterans. Others are only beginning their international journeys. Together, they have created a squad that appears capable of improving even further before World Cup 2026 arrives. That should worry every opponent. Because Spain are not simply strong today. They may be stronger next year. And stronger still by the time the tournament begins. But if Spain have momentum, another European giant possesses something equally valuable: experience. France. Every time a major international tournament approaches, France find themselves near the top of the conversation. There is a reason for that. Few nations can match the sheer depth available to the French national team. 4 years, France have been producing elite players at a remarkable rate. No matter which position you examine, there seems to be another world-class option waiting nearby. In many countries, losing a key player could create a crisis. For France, it often creates an opportunity for someone else to step forward. That depth has become one of their greatest weapons. And then there is the man many believe remains one of the most dangerous players on the planet: Kylian Mbappé. Opponents know exactly what he can do. They spend months preparing for him. Yet stopping him remains one of football's hardest challenges. His speed changes games. His movement creates chaos. His confidence spreads throughout the team. And when tournaments become tense and unpredictable, having a player capable of producing magic in a single moment becomes invaluable. France also possess something that many younger teams lack. They understand what it feels like to win. They understand what it takes to survive knockout football. They have experienced pressure at the highest level. That knowledge matters. Because World Cups are rarely won by talent alone. Sometimes they are won by the team that remains calm when everything is on the line. France know exactly how to do that. But there is one problem. The closer we look at Europe's elite nations, the harder it becomes to separate them. Because another contender believes this could finally be their moment. England. Few national teams generate more debate than England. Every tournament seems to follow a familiar pattern. Excitement grows. Expectations rise. Fans begin dreaming. Then comes the inevitable question. Can England finally end the wait? For decades, that question has followed English football everywhere. And yet this generation has consistently come closer than many previous ones. The talent is obvious. Across the pitch, England possess players competing for the biggest clubs in the world. The squad combines youth and experience in a way few nations can match. The technical quality has improved dramatically compared to previous eras. And unlike some past generations, these players seem comfortable carrying expectations. That alone represents major progress. Then there is the emergence of stars capable of influencing matches at the highest level. Players who have already experienced major finals. Players who regularly perform under intense scrutiny. Players who understand what it means to represent one of football's most demanding fan bases. England's challenge is not talent. It is psychology. The weight of history still hangs over every major tournament. Every missed opportunity creates new questions. Every setback revives old doubts. And until England lift a major trophy, critics will continue asking whether they can handle the biggest moments. But if they arrive at World Cup 2026 in peak condition, few teams will want to face them. Yet the race does not end there. Because while Spain, France, and England dominate many headlines, another nation may be quietly building something just as dangerous. Germany. For much of football history, Germany represented consistency. No matter the circumstances, no matter the squad, no matter the expectations, Germany always seemed to find a way. Then came a period of uncertainty, unexpected exits, disappointing performances, questions about direction, questions about identity, questions about whether German football had lost its edge. But recently, signs of recovery have begun to emerge. The traditional German qualities remain intact. Discipline, organization, mental toughness, tournament experience. But younger talent is also beginning to reshape the team. And when Germany start rebuilding successfully, the rest of the football world usually pays attention. Because history has taught us an important lesson. Writing off Germany is often a mistake. They may not enter every tournament as favorites, but they rarely stay away from the top for long. The frightening part for opponents is that Germany do not need perfection to become dangerous. They simply need momentum. And once Germany gain momentum in a major tournament, they become one of the hardest teams to stop. Still, there is another European nation that deserves serious attention. A nation whose golden generation may be entering its final opportunity to achieve immortality. Portugal. For years, Portugal were often viewed as a team dependent on one superstar. That perception has changed dramatically. Today, Portugal possess one of the deepest squads in international football. Every position contains quality. Every area of the pitch offers solutions. Every match presents tactical flexibility. And while veteran leaders continue to provide experience, younger stars are beginning to take on greater responsibility. This combination creates a fascinating balance. Portugal have enough experience to remain composed, and enough youth to play with fearlessness. That combination can be incredibly dangerous in tournament football. Perhaps even more importantly, Portugal seem comfortable under pressure. Recent successes have given the nation confidence. Players now arrive believing they belong among football's elite. That belief changes everything. Because the difference between contenders and champions is often psychological. When players genuinely believe they can win, performances frequently follow. And that brings us to the most important question of all. If Spain have momentum, if France have depth, if England have talent, if Germany have history, and if Portugal have balance, who actually stands above the rest? The answer may depend on something no statistics can fully predict: timing. Because World Cups are often decided by timing more than reputation. The strongest squad on paper does not always win. The best collection of individual players does not always succeed. Sometimes the champion is simply the team peaking at exactly the right moment. And when we examine Europe's major contenders, one uncomfortable reality emerges. Each of them has strengths, but each of them also has vulnerabilities. And those vulnerabilities could determine everything. In the next part, we'll look at the hidden weaknesses facing every major European contender, the dark horse nations that could shock the world, and the one team that may secretly have the strongest path to World Cup 2026 glory. But before anyone crowns a European favorite, there is one final twist. World Cups are not won on reputation, rankings, or headlines. They are won under pressure, when injuries strike, expectations rise, and every mistake becomes unforgettable. Spain may have the momentum. France may have the depth. England may have the talent. Germany may have the experience. Portugal may have the balance. Yet history has shown that football rarely follows the script. So as World Cup 2026 approaches, one question remains unanswered. Which European nation will rise above the rest when it matters most? Comment your country and tell us who you believe is Europe's strongest team heading into World Cup 2026.